A pregnant woman began this morning in a Saginaw County courtroom. It was the first time we've heard the details as to how Jennifer Webb's body was found and what role the defendant, Kenneth Bluew, had in the investigation. ABC 12's Terry Camp live now in the Tri-Cities newsroom with more on today's testimony. Terry.
Matt, the death of Jennifer Webb was first looked at as a suicide, but that changed several minutes after her body was found.
Can you identify the person in that picture?
That's Jenny.
Jenny Webb was 32 years old and 8 months pregnant on August 30th. Andrea King says they were best friends.
Do you know who took that picture?
My father took it. It was the day that my girls were born. It was in the waiting room.
King testified Webb was visiting the night of August 30th, but had to leave to meet someone. She testified Webb said she was going to see Ken, but Ken Bluew's attorney objected, and Judge Christopher Boyd sustained the objection. Buena Vista Township Police Officer Tim Patterson testified that after 10 that night, a number of attempts were made to reach Ken Bluew, who was on duty. Patterson said he went looking for Bluew on Outer Drive near the gun range because that's where he found him before.
I've actually rolled past him once or twice sleeping.
Patterson first saw an Aztec parked near the gun range and a short time later saw Bluew's patrol car.
Officer Bluew stepped out of his vehicle, started walking towards the Aztec, and he says, "How do you want to do this?"
Patterson assumed it was a suspicious vehicle investigation, but then Bluew told him this.
Going up to the edge of the vehicle, and he said, "There's a body."
Patterson said a cord was around Webb's neck, the cord attached to the SUV's roof rack, and Webb's body was lying in a steep ditch. He called Central Dispatch.
It appeared to have a code 49, which is a suicide.
He testified that Bluew found a note in the SUV.
Suicide note, apparent suicide note in the purse.
But then Patterson says he was shocked when Webb's cell phone was examined.
Name that was brought up that said Ken Cop Boo on there, and for whatever reason in my mind it immediately went to Ken's a cop and she was talking to him, or had been recently.
By then, Bluew had already taken crime scene photos during the investigation. At this point, the investigation took a different direction. And late this afternoon, a detective testified that when they went to tell Jennifer Webb's family about her death, he asked who they believed the father of Webb's unborn child was, and their answer was Ken Bluew. The hearing will continue tomorrow. In the Tri-Cities newsroom, Terry Camp, ABC 12 News.
2 months after